Okay, so today I want to talk a little bit about planning a Disney trip. So we've been to Disney several times. We used to live in the Northern California area and we love going to Disneyland. Our family just really likes amusement parks. That doesn't mean that every family is going to love going to Disneyland, and that's okay. If your family doesn't love going to Disneyland, then I probably wouldn't go there because it's expensive. But if your family loves going there, there's no reason to not make it a tradition to go every couple years or something like that, which is what we've done. We've gone about every couple years. So I have 5 tips for your next Disney trip, planning it, and things you should consider. So the first one is, how old is too young to go to Disneyland? So as I've watched other people go, I think if you're taking your kid much before 3, which Disney knows because they start paying at 3, I think you're taking them for you, and that's 100% fine. But I don't think you should feel like you're taking your kid for their own Disney experience before they're 3. Now, if you have older kids and you need to bring a younger one, then that happens. And I've actually had a lot of good luck taking about a 6-month-old. I probably wouldn't take a newborn just because of all the people and the viruses. I think you could get them. But, you know, once they get 4 to 6 months old, the ambient noise makes them sleep kind of a lot. If I just did the stroller with, you know, we're by a parade or whatever like that, then they slept really well and we got a nap in and then everyone was happy. But you do have to realize that one parent is probably going to be stuck with a sleeping baby unless you're able to put them in your ergo pack or something like that. And the other parent will be riding rides and things like that. All right, so the second tip is, what time of year are you gonna go? And Disney is open 365 days of the year. Maybe they're not open Thanksgiving. I think they're not open Thanksgiving. But other than that, you can go to Disneyland almost any day of the year. And we decided that we really wanna go at Christmas this year or around the holidays. We have gone at Halloween because our school has a fall break in October, but we wanted to experience things a different time of year, and so we decided to go then. And each family is going to be a little bit different. If you go in the peak time of the summer, you need to realize there will be more characters and more fun things to do, but lines are going to be a little bit longer, and the park is going to be crowdeder, because that's a word, crowdeder, while you're there. So pick a time of year. For us, we're going to go around Christmas. And for us, we're actually going to pull our kids out of school. And I have a post that talks about how we made that decision to pull our kids out of school for a couple of days to go to Disneyland. I don't think that that is for every family, and it hasn't been up for us until this year, which is our 15th year in the educational system, but it just made sense to give it a try this year. All right, the third thing you need to do before you go to Disneyland is decide how many days you're going to go for. Last time we went to Disneyland, we went for 4 days. We had a 4-day park hopper, and that was too long. I think 4 days is hard. Of course, when we go to Disneyland, like, we go to Disneyland. We don't have any nappers. We are there from dawn to dusk. We go from opening. We probably aren't there till closing, because if you go at opening and you stay there the whole day, you probably don't want to stay till closing. But 4 days was a little much for us. By the 4th day, we were all kind of over it and ready to go home. So we actually only even did a half day on the 4th day, but there was some reason, like, our tickets were only a few dollars more to go to the 4th day. So, but if you have little kids and you're planning to go back to nap, or maybe trying to do some other things, the beach or whatever, on other Disney days, then, you know, 4 days might be really good. And each time you add a day to your pass, it gets less and less expensive. I think to go from a 3-day to a 4-day was only like $20. You know, so you're adding a full day at Disney for another $20. That gives you a little bit more flexibility. So that's kind of exciting. The fourth thing you need to do in planning your Disney trip is to find a room. So you've picked your time of year, you've picked how many days you're going to go. Now it's time to find your room. For us, we have stayed both close to the park and we've stayed far away from the park. And it's been really nice to kind of see the difference and what things worked better or worse for us. We've used, I believe it's called the ART transit system, that will take you from your hotel to the park. Those tickets aren't very expensive, and for us it was a little bit cheaper than buying a parking pass, but it's not too much more or less, so something to look into. Parking, by the way, at Disneyland is really great. Even at night when the fireworks end, we've stayed that late. they somehow like can just get you right out. It's so much better than any other parking garage. So I do feel like the money you're using to park at Disney, at least they're using it in a way that makes it effective. They do give you a shuttle into the park most of the time, so that's kind of nice also. So decide where you're gonna stay. We lately have stayed right across the street. Now, every hotel seems to say that they are within walking distance. And this is gonna come as a surprise, but they are not, unless you're like a pioneer. There is one entrance that you can walk into Disneyland, and there is about 10 hotels that are truly 10 to 15 within walking distance. And we've stayed even just a little further than what I would really want to do lately. And so this time we are going to stay at the Courtyard that is right across the street. It also comes with a water park. Now, my biggest tip about picking a room is to use Getaway Today. I remember I was going to go to Disneyland right after I graduated from college. I graduated from nursing in 1998. And we had been saving our money. We didn't have an extravagant honeymoon, but we really wanted to try Disneyland before we had kids. And I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to swing this. I worked part-time as a nurse, and my husband worked teaching trombone lessons. Like, we were just cobbling together a little bit of money. And then I found the Getaway Today site, and suddenly we could totally afford to go, because somehow they get great deals on room rates, they get great deals on tickets, and when you combine them together, it makes Disneyland actually affordable for families. My other favorite thing about Getaway Today is you can tell them kind of what your needs are. Like, my kids didn't sleep well if they saw me as a baby, and so I always wanted even just a half wall that I could stick the crib behind so that they couldn't pop up and stare at me in the middle of the night and be like, "Mama, Mama." But they knew that. A lot of hotels will say we have a wall, but they only have a half wall, or it's like a wall made of chairs. I don't know. Sometimes I've gone and it's not a wall. I don't know what they were thinking. But Getaway Today, they know the square footage of the room. They know if it comes with the fridge, how big the fridge is, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to say, we don't care what our room looks like. We're only going to be there for a little bit of time. That's kind of how we are anymore, because we aren't in our room very much. What do you think is the best bet? Or you can say, we need a lot of room. My kids love to run around after we get home from the park. You know, we have 7 kids. Where's the best place for us to stay? And they're going to give you their opinion, because Getaway Today sends all of their travel agents to Disneyland once or twice a year to tour all of the rooms. So they see them, they know what they are. They're so helpful. Anyway, book your room. Also, Getaway Today, I forgot to mention it, has a best price guarantee. So that's great. So anyway, I love Getaway Today. I still use them since 1997. I don't have to call around looking for the best price. I just call them, or I look on their website, which is pretty much as good as calling them. But if you have a lot of questions or concerns, definitely call them. And you can save $10 with the coupon code CURLS10. So that'll be in the link in the copy, a link to them, because I am an affiliate for Getaway Today, but I've loved them for long, since before I was an affiliate. So I always shared it with my friends, even way back in the day before I was a blogger. So my final tip for Disneyland is there are some essentials that you're going to want to pack in your bag to bring. Now, if you have a recent potty trainer, that might include underwear, but I have a post that I'm going to include at the bottom of this that you're going to want to check through, that's going to spark some ideas. I had a kid who was like 4 and had been potty trained for like good 6 months. Just wet his pants like 6 times in one day. So go through that list, get some ideas of things you want to put in your bag. I do not believe in bringing like your whole house to Disneyland with you. Maybe if you have a baby, but if you have older kids. But if you bring a few essential things, it's really going to make your day at Disneyland so much better. Now, we love going to Disneyland. It's been so fun for our family, and we've really enjoyed it together. So I hope you can plan your Disney trip and you can have a great time. So tell me in the comments where you've stayed that you liked when you went to Disneyland, or if you've used Getaway Today before, and I'd love to hear your answers. All right, so check out the post in the bottom. Be sure to like this video if you're on YouTube so you can see more of this kind of video, as well as subscribe to my channel, which is brand new, and I'm super excited to have all you guys who've subscribed lately. Thanks, we'll see you later, bye.